Welcome to the world's first ever podcast. What the fuck?
It's world's first ever podcast, are you sure?
The first ever podcast. World premiere of the idea of a podcast. Alright. Okay. In all seriousness, this is the first episode of the Releasists Podcast. I am here with myself, Synchro Champ, my boy below me, Grayson, and on my right, we have Buckyo.
Yeah.
Do we want to go around the table and introduce ourselves and what we do really quickly?
Yeah, why don't you go first, Jake?
Alright, so I have a YouTube channel where I make content, and then I stream on twitch.tv/SynchroChamp, and I like video games. And, Grayson, you're up.
Yo. My name is Grayson, and online, my shill is just Grayson E. James. I'm just getting back onto this content creation stuff, but I used to do a series called The Guyble, where I just gave, some advice for people in a relatable way. About stuff that, everyone struggles with, but nobody quite knows how to deal with because emotions are confusing. And then Bucky.
Oh, me, yeah. My name is Buckyo. I like making a lot of Doom content videos on YouTube. I like streaming a lot. But I do enjoy analyzing some stuff about video games on the side. I've been doing that primarily with Doom Eternal, and I plan on expanding that to other titles too.
Very, very exciting. Alright, so what we're here today to bring to you is to talk about what is releasing in the world of basically nerd culture. We're talking about movies, we're going to talk about video games, we're going to talk about television shows, we're going to talk about things that are released in general. I
got a thing to jump in.
Okay, go for it.
Right off the bat.
Feel free. Yeah.
I'd like to take this moment to make a community statement that we should all record locally. We all need to record our audio locally.
Yeah, more
that
of
is
doing
true.
that.
As am I.
Just started mine. So
Gucci.
That's the first release of the
It's okay. I got all the audio. We're gonna go
World premiere.
boom.
world's least scuffed podcast. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna just kick us off because why not? The first thing that has recently released that I would like to discuss is Cyberpunk 2077, which is the hot shit on everybody's lips. I got some opinions.
Any of us played it yet?
I have 30 hours into it, probably, almost.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I have opinions. Grayson, I don't know what you've seen. Bucky, I don't know what you've seen. But
this is a no opinion podcast.
Just incorrect. It's lackluster. It's low opinion. Opinion light, let's call it. But yeah, just have you guys played it at all to start?
I have not, but I've heard a lot of people talk about it for.
I can't play it.
Okay,
I got a laptop.
Okay, so basically,
no, you got a PS5. You got a PS5.
Yeah, I got a PS5, but I don't want to play with it that crummy look.
fair point.
If I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna get it for the next gen upgrade stuff. But at the same time, I don't want to support CD Projekt Red after everything that's been happening when they literally lied about it running well on current gen and trying to hide exposing it to the public by not giving any keys for people to review it on the consoles, and then they're just saying that we're sorry.
I feel like there's an interesting conversation to have here.
Yeah, they did do that, and they did apologize, but they did do that. You know what I mean? They pretty much intentionally hid that it runs like shit on last gen consoles,
just to get the money.
Yeah, because the thing is that this game's been in development for 7 years, right? So it was made arguably for those consoles, especially when it was first created.
So just imagine how it would have looked when they released it originally before next gen came out. Yeah. Before they delayed it to this time.
I mean, it's as simple as they were developing for PC, unfortunately, with a heavy, NVIDIA determined. They really wanted it to run on NVIDIA graphics cards. That's why they're so insistent on the ray tracing. They're trying to hype all that shit up, which is very next gen. But it's definitely has hardware issues on most things. unless you have a beast.
In terms of next gen for Cyberpunk 2077, I think they're just talking about the environment and like the art design of the game. Definitely seems more next gen, but in terms of how it plays, it doesn't seem next gen. Like there's people are saying like the AI is very flawed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In terms of like cops spawning behind you once you get like wanted.
Yeah. There's a couple of AI flaws. I'm gonna rattle through some really big flaws that the game does in fact have, and then I'm gonna run through really quickly why it's still fun, in my opinion, because I wouldn't be playing it still if I didn't kind of like it, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so AI broken, handicapped people. You shoot at them, they get up and run away. It's really fucking funny. When AI is running away from you and you do a 360, they unload. They just fuck off and disappear. It's like pretty immersion breaking. Traffic, 1,000% is just paths, predetermined paths, no AI there. And when a car is stuck in traffic and you do that same 360 move, gone. Absolutely gone. Just despawned. But what Cyberpunk is at its core is an RPG with an action oriented focus. It's definitely like a shooter first, I would say. But the world building and the storytelling is really fucking good. And it's keeping me immersed and invested. And like overall, I would say
Keanu.
yeah. Keanu told me that he has a big cock. So like I'm having fun. I don't know what to tell you.
You know, I don't really understand why Cyberpunk 2077 lets you customize genitals. I don't see the benefit here.
It's clickbait. 1,000% it's clickbait.
Like,
it's fun
you don't
to
see
have. Like, there's a lot of things you could argue. Like,
yeah,
why did
you
they put
don't
that in the
see them,
game?
but like at the same time though, why give other characters like genitals? Why let you customize the genitals? Like what's the purpose?
Literally, you shower with underwear on. Yeah, literally you can't see it unless you're in your inventory screen.
Well, at
That's
the same time, though.
Wait, isn't there
Like-
like an unrated version of the game? Like maybe that's just the streaming version. I heard like the sex scenes.
Well,
are
you just
full-on
turn-
penetration and everything.
No,
There's sex
they don't show you
scenes?
anything. Not really. There are sex
you
scenes,
sure?
but it's all from first-person perspective. You don't see your own
Oh my god!
dingly dangly in
Okay,
it.
so
Why?
like, I haven't played it, right?
What's
But
the purpose?
From what I
of
heard is that the
sex?
sex scenes are like full-on sex scenes.
They're
Why?
full-on sex scenes, but you don't see below the belt action. It's
So there's no
POV
PNP
shit.
going on.
Yeah, but still,
There's
what's
no
the what's
P&P
the
going on
purpose? What's the purpose?
masturbation.
Really? Go get a
Yes.
girlfriend.
Yeah, you know what?
It's
When I
masturbation.
It's the warmth
It's
of a woman,
1,000%
dude.
it's clickbait.
when I was 13, you know what? I was pretty turned on by Dragon Age 2 sex scenes going on.
Oh
so
my god!
Same reason GTA has a strip club where they're topless, right? It is what it is. I don't know what to tell you.
Maybe it's just me, but I just don't see how like that's so appealing. I think it's just ridiculous. that you
I think
just
it's a
put that
meme.
in- It's an RPG. I get it. But like at the same time though, do you need it? Do you
No, probably not.
need the sex scenes? Do you need the customizable like genitals? I mean, if you're circumcised, the game basically treats you like crap.
That would honestly, if your penis selection impacted how people talk to you,
The
right?
story
And
changes.
you picked a big one, and your friends are like, "Oh, it's the guy with the big cock." That'd be sick. Oh my goodness, this game would be phenomenal.
I mean, like if you were like circumcised, maybe like you had like better hygiene stats or something.
yeah.
If
something
you
like
weren't, like, why are we talking about this?
that. That's why they did
Because
it. It's
it's
because we're talking
news.
about this. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my god! I don't know. I just don't see this appealing. I don't think like there was any point of this, and I hope the crunch that the poor devs had to go through went into modeling these genitals.
Right. Anyway, that is in fact Cyberpunk 77. So, now, I would like to pass the ball on to Mr. Buckyo. What is your most anticipated thing that is released recently or will be releasing in the future?
Anything that's not Doom Eternal related, actually. There is this one game that I'm really interested. Actually, it's a PS5 exclusive. Have any of you guys heard about the Returnal?
I have no idea what that is.
Okay, well, Returnal, so this is something that actually caught my eye like a while ago and just seeing some footage of it. We released it I can't speak today. We recently saw it at the Games Awards, some more footage about it. But essentially, the entire plot of it is you play as this girl. She's in this spaceship. She crashes on an alien planet, and she's just venturing through the alien planet. And there's aliens that are attacking her. And every time you die, it's sort of like permadeath mode, except you reset to the beginning where you crashed on the ship, and the entire planet changes. So the level design, weapon locations, they get changed. It's completely randomized.
So it's like a roguelike, right? Or just like a rogue style game.
Sort of. It's more of like you first start the game and everything. You see how it is. Maybe that one hallway you go down to, there's probably like a good weapon you pick up, and then you die, and then you go back there, but there is no hallway. Everything's different now. There's multiple hallways. It's more of like every time you die, the environment changes, the planet changes. It looks one way, maybe a certain color or hue, and then it changes into like a different sort of color and hue, like red. The alien also infects your memories too.
What's the core like mechanic, I guess? Like what kind of combat, or would you say that it has that kind of thing?
Well, besides like the part that like everything's just like interchanging, but also every time you die, it infects your memories. One thing that had caught my eye the most is it seems more like an action-y third-person shooter game that I'm kind of interested in. I mean, I like arena shooters. I really like them. But from the looks of it, it seems more like you just pick up multiple weapons and you're just shooting at all the aliens, but you seem more agile than you would normally would. It's not like something like how Death Stranding would look. It has a sort of like similar vibes in a way, with like the BTs, but instead you seem more agile. You're able to dash, you're able to dodge, and you have like continuous fire from your weapons.
Was this the game that looked a little bit like a Risk of Rain, but it was like a top-down-ish isometric point of view?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I guess so, but I mean, like, it's one thing that just intrigues me the most. I mean, in terms of like how it looks, but also just the style of how every time you die, everything's a bit of a different experience. And like one thing that questioned me the most is like, we've seen some games kind of do this, except like apart from the dying part. No Man's Sky, for example, there's just like a completely like 18 quintillion planets that you can travel to, and all of them are different. But now that the next-gen consoles, they take advantage of the SSD, and most games are actually primarily built for the console, and then they're thrown onto the PC for the better performance and quality. The one thing I'm just wondering is, like, with that new SSD, and with this game in mind, I'm certain that it would be possible that maybe other games would be taking advantage of this idea. Everything's different, like a new different experience every time you're playing.
Yeah. So I'm reading the like what this game is on the PlayStation
I'm looking at
store.
it right now too.
Yeah, it is a roguelike. It's kind of, to me, it looks like Risk of Rain combined with
COD Zombies?
No, that fucking shooter Souls-like that I was playing. What's it called? Fucking Remnant from the Ashes. Just combat-wise, it's like a shooter third-person type thing. I don't know if it'd be that hard, and I don't know if it has boss fights, but I assume most roguelikes do. But yeah, this looks like something I'd be interested
looks like
in.
it does have like a big boss fight. I noticed like one piece of the footage when it was in the reveal trailer. There's like this big alien glowing thing. Yeah. It's massive, and you're like shooting at it. It has
enemy
like a
design
health
looks
bar.
really cool.
Yeah, it's more like Alien-like.
Mm-hmm. It does look good. The art style reminds me a little bit of Death Stranding, just a bit.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of saying. Except, no, it doesn't look like it's slow pace. It seems more like just an arena shooter where you're just running around.
It's not the same genre at all, for sure.
No, not same genre, but I mean, like, aesthetics-wise, it kind of is.
I see it.
Like, the HUD, it kind of, like, resembles it.
Yeah.
I think it looks like there's some potential there, but I don't think I've seen enough to, like, know what to expect yet. But, I mean, that's to be expected. There's, like, it literally was just announced this week, so. But it does look promising. It does look really promising.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking about the Game Awards, we got another pretty big announcement. You know, I don't want to fanboy a little bit. If you guys haven't seen the Game Awards yet, you should probably go check them out because we got a new Smash character announced.
Yeah.
And that's probably my biggest takeaway from that whole event was the Smash character announced. So we get this scene for anybody who's played Smash Ultimate where like all the heroes are like together in one place and they're just getting their booties handed to them by like the villain of the game, right? And it's kind of like Brawl where they all get turned to trophies, and this one they all get like, I don't know, what happens to them? They get like vaporized or something?
They get no
They're
like
frozen.
Yeah, they get frozen.
yeah.
So they start that scene off, and we're like reliving that moment, and then all of a sudden, before that boss releases his attack to set the whole story in motion, you hear the slash, and he cuts in half, and my boy Sephiroth comes in from behind the boss like a G. Dude, like, the boss just dies. All of the Master Hand guys walking through there just die. And we start getting, like, was it One Winged Angel that starts playing?
Yep,
Or it was
One
like
Winged Angel.
Yeah, there we go. And they introduced Sephiroth to the game. I think the only other character they could add at this point is my mom, Sakurai.
Your mom.
That's a shout out. I think it's a Donkey video where he's like, Sakurai, put my mom in the game. But I didn't expect we'd get Sephiroth. I had a hunch he was like possible, but I thought we'd get Sora before we got Sephiroth, honestly. I don't know how you guys feel about that, but he looks really cool. I think he comes out this week. Is this week, Jake?
Yeah, it's literally tomorrow, Friday, the fucking 17th of December. It's the 18th of December.
No, it's coming out on the 22nd.
No, it's tomorrow.
No, the challenge, the boss fight is coming out tomorrow. To even be able to play as him is on the 22nd.
No way. I got
Wait.
Yeah,
check
wait.
myself now.
Wait a sec.
Sephiroth, Smash, release date. But either way, I'm looking super forward to it because he looks really fucking fun. I won't even lie. He looks like fucking big sword boy. Not as heavy as Ganon, but like big swords. I'm in. I'm sure he's gonna hit hard. And, you know.
Yeah, he's relatively a light character.
Yeah.
I'm actually worried. I'm really worried about him, honestly. I saw some of his moves. Like, he has a couple casts, which was never, like, Sephiroth's real thing in the games. So I'm afraid he might be too squishy. And I don't want him to be a letdown when he's, like, one of maybe Final Fantasy's, like, biggest boss. Like, the most scary boss.
He's one of the most popular for sure. 7 is so beloved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, just started playing the remake too, so like I get to relive all that. And I mean, I think that's why they added Sephiroth. I don't know if it means we're gonna get remake on Switch. I don't think so.
No.
Unless Nintendo does what they usually do, because we just got next gen consoles. About 6 months after they usually release their next thing, and we don't know if that's gonna be like an upgraded Switch or if that's going to be like a home console. That's all speculation, but
I mean, I do believe that they might just make like a Switch Pro. They've done that multiple times with the Nintendo DS, for example, or even the Nintendo 3DS. So just for this handheld console that also acts as a home console, it'd be a no-brainer for Nintendo to actually upgrade it.
I just don't think it could really run very well. Like the Switch is like limited by a lot, unfortunately.
It is limited by a lot, mainly because of its the idea behind the Switch. It's not supposed to be powerful at all. That's not what it's advertising to be at all. Like the name implies that you could just do multiple things with it. You could play it on the TV, you could take it with you wherever you go, or you can just prop it up on a table and play it. That's the Switch. You switch it up.
what makes me think is for a long time we've gotten I almost said Switch consoles. Nintendo did handhelds and they did home systems, and then the Wii came out. But the Wii, even though it was like such a great success, still had the DS selling insanely well too. Yeah. And as we know, the Switch is on the road to outselling the Wii right now, but it hasn't yet. And I'm wondering what the difference in income from Nintendo is not having that handheld. Like, on top of like an insanely well-selling console. and if they even value having like a more home-based one. We do know that games are overlooked going to the Switch because it doesn't have the same powers like the PS5, especially next gen.
Yeah.
It was still behind like PS4 and Xbox One, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so like they're getting pretty far back in terms of performance, and Nintendo's not known for being on top of graphics, but it still, makes me think, it makes me wonder, would we get a home version that maybe supports like 4K? A lot of first-party games from Nintendo, they are very stylistic, which makes them live longer than, or like even eternally, right?
Yeah.
They're not like pushing boundaries for like realism, so they age really well because they're like a style.
Yeah. And you said something that made me think a little bit about like, because there were a couple, like even last year and this year, there've been rumors about, right, that Switch Pro console version with more power, right? That might not be handheld, that, would support higher frame rate, all that good stuff. But like, what's the point of even doing that now when if they did that, they still probably couldn't run like anything on the PS5 or the X, whatever the fuck the thing is even called. I actually don't know.
Yeah, the naming for the
Series
Xbox
X,
consoles.
it was really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. It feels like it'd be hard for them to keep up. Yeah, that's all I really wanted to say on it. But really quickly, just to wrap up our Nintendo talk for the moment.
I actually think you had a good point before you wrap it up, though.
Okay, go for it. Shoot, what you got?
It's just like, yeah, what would the point be to make another, like a Switch Pro, that would still be significantly behind the other systems?
Yeah.
Like, it would be so... Like, we know that the games that are played in handheld mode mostly get downscaled to 720.
Yeah.
And even on top of that, some of, like, the rendering and texture loading on those games running in 720 are also, like, really bad. I haven't played on my dock in a long time, not because I don't mainly play at home, but because it's packed, so I haven't got to. But I think it's worth thinking about, like, how much better would a improved handheld version get? Like, the Switch is pretty powerful for a handheld.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we've never seen a handheld this strong. It definitely, like, the Vita was really well made, didn't get a lot of games in the North Americas, but even that, like, doesn't compare to the Switch. So we do have the best handheld the market has seen. But that makes me... I don't know if that makes me think we're going to get a Switch Home more. Because, Jake, you're saying, like, what would the point of getting a stronger handheld be?
I just don't think they're, like, going to do it. Because it doesn't make any sense. Like, they might... But if they do, I think it'd just be a cash grab. And now that I'm thinking about it, like, I would just buy a PS5 to play powerful shit. That's not what the Switch is for in my book anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
Actually, funny enough, before, in the 90s, when the Nintendo 64 came out, Nintendo marketed that as the most powerful console on the market. So even now, before, they weren't... Like, right now, they're not doing that right now. They're more just marketing it like, oh, it's innovative, it's fun, you can play it with your friends and put it in a party. But before, it was more like, this is powerful. Sega, Sony, they got nothing on this console. So I know that they flipped it on their head with, like, the idea of how they're marketing the Switch. They recently made the Switch Lite that's supposed to be cheaper, but you cannot detach the Joy-Cons. You can't put it in docked mode at all. This is literally strictly handheld. But I can't see them making a home version of the Switch at all. Otherwise, they would have to rebrand the name. There's no way that they would just call it the Switch, because if it's a home version that you can't do anything what the Switch can do with that, then there's no point calling the Switch. The name just doesn't work with it. However, I do think that they could make a much more powerful version. Powerful in a way that it goes up to 1080p, maybe 1080p handheld and higher resolution when docked, but it's a little bit tough to even, like, imagine, though, because I think they would want to make like maybe something that's a little bigger and a little bit more powerful. They did that with the 3DS, though. Like the Nintendo 3DS, I have the newest one before they start discontinuing it, the 3DS XL. And before with the 3DS, you would turn on the 3D, and you have to like angle your head right to get that 3D effect. Otherwise, it's all like wonky. But they added like this AR tracking, I think, on your face. So they look at your face and they display the 3D towards your face's direction. And if it loses track of your face, maybe in the dark, or maybe you move your head to the side, you'll see it tracking with your face and then just snap off until you face the screen back to you. Then it's like a little disorientating, and then you'll just see it snap to you, and then it's clear. So I know they have they're not ignoring like the powerful nature of their consoles. I know that they aren't. I know that they're not marketing it, but just for that model, they're not marketing it. So I would think that if they make a more powerful version of the Switch, and I think it's just resolution, but also performance, they can make it a little bit more powerful. But if they do that, well, they would have to make the Switch a little bit bigger, the XL. But I don't know if they'll be able to actually maintain the thin width of the Switch. If they're going to make it a little bit more bulkier, it's up to the engineers, you know? I mean, like, the Switch is powerful enough. I mean, I'm playing Doom Eternal on that. The game that just recently came out this year. It's amazing. It's pretty big. And playing it on PC, playing on PS4, it just runs fantastically well at 60 frames per second. But putting it on the Switch, 30 frames per second, there is some issues, however. There's moments where when you turn around, there's something rendering, but it doesn't catch up to you turning around. So, like, you see it just render in. Some things don't work as well. Like, it's a little finicky, a little bit of frame drops. But otherwise, like, everything else, 80% of the time, it runs fantastically well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it is good. I don't know. I don't know why they would do it. Or if they could even compete without making it strong enough to run next-gen shit, which is, like, impossible in handheld form. So I don't know.
No, absolutely.
But Bucky, you're saying you don't think they'll do a home system. Is that what you're saying?
The home system of the Switch.
Yeah, you can't make a home Switch and still call it a Switch because it's a Switch, because you can switch it between modes,
But
right? It's just the name
true.
doesn't work.
You just called
because
it
the
an
Switch
itch.
Lite doesn't switch.
You're
They already did it.
You're valid. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right about that, actually.
Okay. All around. Final point. Because of that,
Oh, you guys are like, what the
absolutely fuck Nintendo. Hashtag free melee. Moving on.
Freemelee.
All right. So let's trickle down to some other releases. Coming up on the 25th of December, that's Christmas Day for those of you that don't know how to count. Wonder Woman 1984. That's a movie.
Wait, Christmas Day.
Yeah, it comes out Christmas Day.
So they finally stopped delaying it.
Yeah, it comes out to select theaters and HBO Max. And it's starring Gal Gadot and Chris Pine for some reason still, even though he's dead. I assume. I don't actually know. Maybe he's not.
for the first movie that came out.
I don't even think he died in the first movie. It's just like the time
don't show it,
period
I
doesn't
don't think.
fit. You know, like how would he still be Chris Pine and not like 89 years old or some shit? It's been too long.
Like that's like the teaser to it, right? It's like we don't know how he's there. Like that's like some of the mystery.
That's the entire plot.
I forget that like there's other areas that aren't in lockdown right now. So I was like, oh, it's coming to theaters.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I was wondering as well.
I don't know where. I assume not here, but it's coming out to HBO Max.
It's probably like in other countries or something.
Yeah.
Probably really like wrong, but besides Ontario, I'm pretty sure most places in Canada aren't locked down right now. So
I have no idea. I'm not educated enough on the topic.
Listen, I am making blind assumptions right now. But I mean, Ontario, I think, and Vancouver were like, which isn't the entire province, but just Vancouver alone, I think we're getting hit like the hardest. So.
Oh yeah.
I have no idea
possible.
what's like in Alberta and whatnot.
I don't know, but
That's pretty hype.
what do you guys think? Are you guys hopeful for the Wonder Woman franchise? Do you think it'll be good? Do you think it'll live up to the original? Do you guys like the original even?
I saw the original and I thought it was just like a good, not like amazing. It was just like an average, on the better side of average superhero movie. but it was the first one that starred like a female actress all the way through, right? So that was nice to see because it was like not more of the same stuff. Trust me, guys, I'm not going to complain about getting beautiful women and having them more screen time. Like it's cool, but I would like to see more movies.
All women are
in
beautiful.
general. All women are beautiful. Yeah,
True.
yes, queen.
Yeah. I'm a shrimp.
You say a shrimp?
Mm-hmm. The other word is banned, Grayson. You can't say that word. Moving
Oh, yeah,
swiftly
you can't
onwards.
say it.
Wait, it's banned? Really?
Yeah,
I'm gonna
against
say the
TOS.
S
Don't
word.
say it. Don't say it. It's actually against TOS.
Yeah,
what the- no
not
way.
until
Yeah.
January 22nd, actually.
Somebody got banned for saying it already.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
my
okay.
God.
Never mind.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not go there.
That's such a dumb line to draw. but,
Tier 3
whatever.
sub.
Yeah,
That's what we'll
exactly.
call 'em.
That's the terminology. They can't ban
The
that.
tier 3
Yo,
sub.
you guys didn't see it in the pre-show.
You
but,
Prime member.
I got up out of my chair very sexually, and
Yeah, I had tier
you
3
guys
sub for
were-
that.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, I was just focusing on this Q-tip that's randomly next to my laptop. It's really destroyed. I don't know why.
That's pretty impressive.
I mean, I use it to like pick my ear.
Good.
Oh.
Good. So cool.
Oh.
Anyway,
Bucky.
Wonder Woman.
Bucky, what
I'm
do you
very
think?
excited because, I did like the first one. Probably the best DC movie lately until that one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot a lot of DC movies are bad.
Yeah. So it gives me hope that, Gal Gadot's great in it. Chris Pine. I actually really like Chris Pine. I'm not even going to lie. I think he's a good actor. Like a lot.
I thought his performance was a little stiff or wooden.
I love the guy, man. Ever since
Oh my
Star
God.
Trek, man. Best movie ever.
You did not make that pun. You did not make that pun. The Chris Pine being wooden. Get out of here.
Oh.
Stiff wooden performance.
You know what, man?
Mute him.
Bucky, what you got for me? You got any opinions?
You know what? I actually really liked watching the first Wonder Woman. I know that it was actually originally set in World War II, but seeing that it was actually set in World War One, that was like a really quick change of pace. That's one thing I was like interested in the most. I mean, also at the time I was playing Battlefield 1 a lot, and I was kind of getting invested in World War One stuff, so that was cool. But other than that, I know I watched a couple DC movies. I watched the Batman vs Superman, and I was really disappointed. I was very disappointed, actually. I thought it would be really cool. My friends were hyping it up back in high school, and then I watched like what was it? It was like the third trailer or something, and it reveals everything. I'm like, what the fuck?
Trailers are bad
Come on.
nowadays. That's
Like
just
the
a
trailer,
fact.
come on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at least Marvel tried to like fake things.
Yeah, Marvel does a really good job of keeping you guessing by including shit that's never in the movie.
Yeah, and I really like that. But
Yeah, they started doing that 4 years ago.
I don't even know, but it's impressive.
I don't know. They've been doing that like a majority for the Avengers. They did that a
Yeah.
lot.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, like the
Yeah.
Hulk in the suit. I think was something.
Yeah,
that
there
we
was
didn't see
Hulk
happen.
who's apparently like running towards Thanos' army, but in reality, in
Yeah.
the film, the Hulk doesn't come out, so he uses Iron Man's Juggernaut suit.
Yeah.
I prefer
But-
that because trailers are all about just building hype, right?
Yeah, they don't
you
have to be like super
spoil it.
No,
accurate or
absolutely.
spoil things. It's
Or like
really
trailers don't
good.
even have to be like they don't even have to include footage from the movie, as long as they're telling you the new movie is coming out.
yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. But yeah, I really liked watching Wonder Woman. I think it was actually very refreshing to even see like a new film like that. And like personally, I didn't know much about Wonder Woman. All I know is that the first comic was set in World War II. Oh, would you look at that? Most superhero comics were actually happening after World War II, so they like made it relevant and stuff. But no, she seems like really cool. I like to think that she's supposed to be like the Captain America of the DC. I mean, maybe because of the shield. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know. I have high hopes for
But
the
I
film.
enjoyed the Wonder Woman more than Captain Marvel. Even though I'm a Marvel fan, I enjoyed Wonder Woman a little bit more.
I think,
Yeah, Captain Marvel was like a totally run of the mill movie.
I didn't agree with how they released the film. What was it? Was it released after Endgame? Avengers Endgame?
Yeah, part
it was
one.
Yeah.
before. It was after Infinity War, before Endgame.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was between
No,
the two.
wait, was it?
It came out
Oh.
in between. It came out in between.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, okay. I thought like it came out after Endgame, so I just had that little like discrepancy in my head or something. But
Oh, you
no.
were gonna complain? It's like it came out after. I didn't know who she was in the movie.
No, that's okay. I mean, I would have to say this same with like Wonder Woman because she appeared in Batman
BVS.
vs Superman, but nah.
BTS.
BVS.
K-pop podcast.
VS.
Let's go,
Oh,
baby.
goodness. I hate
Yo.
that.
I hate
you have
that.
Any K-pop releasing?
No.
K-pop release- Listen, I'm releasing to K-pop.
What you got? Any other releases you're excited for, Bucky?
Like in terms of movies or video games?
Just anything. Hit me with anything.
And
Oh, you know what,
We're on
actually?
to general releases now.
Now, how do you guys feel about Dead Space? Have you ever
I
played
feel
that?
like it's Dead Space and my collection of games I want to play. Just get it out of here.
Christ almighty, Grayson, you didn't have to say that.
Too real, man. Too real.
Oh
How
my
could you
God.
go dig so in on that game?
Grayson, Jake, I saw you nodding your head a bit.
I've watched a playthrough of the third one, and I played maybe 5 minutes of the first one, and that's my entire Dead Space experience. But I respect
Okay.
what they did for the horror genre, because I know they're impressive games, especially for their time.
Oh no, absolutely. But like, in terms of Dead Space, it brought something a little bit innovating in terms of like the horror aspect of video games, where the HUD is primarily on the player's body, and the first one was very nice in terms of like, I'd say like mentally like trying to scare you, or like what's the word? It's like psychologically, like,
Yeah,
trying to scare you.
psychological.
Yeah, that. Where in terms of like they'll just pop a bunch of vents, and then you don't know if there's going to be a monster coming through that vent. You go through the room, no monster came out of that vent. Could happen in the same other room where like the vents pop, you think, no, it's going to come out, and then monsters start popping out. The second one, yeah, it started like going to like the trying to be afraid of the darkness, but Dead Space was always about like trying to innovate the horror aspect of the games in like pretty interesting ways. The third one was more actiony, so it kind of strayed away from horror, but. The reason why I'm talking about Dead Space is there's one game that was shown off at the Game Awards that really caught my eye, and it's actually made by the same person who made the first Dead Space game. Name's Glenn. I can't forget the last name. The Callisto Protocol. So it's, if you saw like the trailer as well, there one of the characters there who's dead. He's not going to be the main character at all. He has a health bar on his neck. So very like similar to how in Dead Space you have that rake all around, just along your spine, where it represents your health. So it seems like we could be just seeing like a return of Dead Space, but my only concern is that they recently came out about the game that it's set in the PUBG universe.
What?
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
What? PUBG cinematic
So it's a horror
universe?
game.
When?
So it's a horror game.
PUBG
It's
has a
set in the PUBG universe. It's not on Earth. It's on one of was it like Jupiter's planets, I believe, the Callisto.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me of there's a couple of side points to that I really want to make really quickly. Just the Ark trailer at the Game Awards with Vin Diesel. Fucking what the fuck was that? It's so ridiculous.
We're
and like
family.
games doing that weird shit where they're like, we have an IP that did well in video game with very little story. Let's turn it into story by like PUBG story game now. Fucking Ark anime. Here you go. Like,
Oh, dude, but the Ark anime looked kind of dope though.
but why? But what made them think the investors are gonna love Vin Diesel in an anime about our game? Like, where did
Well,
that
actually,
come
Vin
from?
Diesel is the executive producer of Ark.
Wait, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, you know that? Okay, everything makes sense now.
Executive producer? No way.
Yes, he is.
That doesn't surprise me too much. Man's got money, so
Producer could
It just
mean
means-
he put money into it.
that's
yeah.
literally what it means. Yeah, he just invested in it.
No, yeah.
So that's fine.
No,
That checks
absolutely.
out.
But like, when I'm thinking about like the PUBG and the Callisto Protocol, it's going to be like more Dead Space orientated. I don't think it means that it's going to be like a horror battle royale scenario. No, I don't think so. But I think it's just a little bit weird seeing how that one game that's just a battle royale, it has lore now.
Yeah,
where there's
it's
like
really
people
weird.
in a prison cell in a planet out space, and there's like an outbreak. There's these aliens, these completely disfigured people who are infected with something, and they're just killing each other. There's a guy who's watching them, and then he just turns off his like computer. He's like, "No, I'm gonna look outside," and that's all that we know so far. But I feel it was more like, I think this is more just like, I don't know. I want to say this is like the Hunger Games aspect of thing where like, okay, there's a bunch of these people and they're fighting and only one person lives, and then they kind of expand behind that, or like the people behind this whole battle royale thing and like their twisted plots and their plans to trying to like make more innovative things and expand upon that battle royale. And I think maybe like the whole like alien aspect where these aliens, these disfigured people that are infected and they're just killing each other, and like the prison cells could just be about the lore.
Yeah.
So it could strand away from like the whole like battle royale thing. I think it's more of like, it's something on the side for the story, but you're just investigating into the lore and trying to prevent it or something.
Yeah, I think the only reason they'd say that is to like integrate lore and story from that game into like the mechanics of PUBG. Like maybe an alien shows up every once in a while and you fight it with other players or something, like some shit like that, where they want to integrate into PUBG.
I know, but I
and
don't
not
want
the other
it to
way
be,
around.
I don't want it to be like a co-op game. That's my only issue, because the last horror co-op game we got was Dead Space 3, and they made it super actiony with like the humans, and it sort of ruined that horror and fear aspect that Dead Space brought from the first and second, because you got someone else to play with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so it just kind of ruins it.
I don't think they'd make, like, if they're going for a Dead Space spiritual successor and they want it to be well received by that audience, they'd go with more like the first or second one.
Yeah.
But like if they integrate stuff from that universe into PUBG, it doesn't affect that spiritual successorousness, right? So like hopefully everything works out.
But like the only question I have is why? Why
Fucking
PUBG?
no.
Why
Weird.
PUBG? Out of anything else, you could have just done something else. You could have said like, oh, this something that's kind of similar to the Hunger Games, except it's not actually the Hunger Games. But no, it's PUBG.
Pokemon horror game.
Why would you have a Pokemon horror game?
You said why PUBG? I was like, let's make a Pokemon.
Pokemon horror game.
Why not, man?
Just capture a zombie and let it kill somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I actually had a game I was pretty excited about that came out, and I haven't got the chance to play it yet. But it's a new release, and it's doing good to okay in reviews, so I'm confident it'll be worth my time. Do you guys remember the game Fury? The boss rush game?
Yes.
Bucky, do you remember the Fury game?
No, actually, I don't remember Fury.
Ooh, fuck, that game was huge. So I think the story behind Fury is it was made at like a game jam type thing. Like it was like really quickly put together. And it became like a cult classic. It was all about fighting bosses, and it really made a name.
What year did it come out?
Oh, must have been
A
like
while
7 years
ago.
ago.
It's
Like,
not that old, but it's old now.
Okay, so that
Like,
probably
It's
think
older
you
than the
played-
Switch is, for sure.
You could have played it on like PS3, I think.
Yeah, that
I
explains why.
don't think it's
because
that old.
I was moving on
Yeah,
from
check.
like the Nintendo consoles to the PS3, and I was only playing like Uncharted and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking up the date. Came out in 2016, July 5th.
Yeah, so
Okay,
it's
never
like-
mind.
It's the same age as the original, not the original Doom, that'd be insane, but Doom 2016.
Yeah.
Okay. So I played that game and really loved it.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been waiting for the next like edition from that developer. But the only other thing I've seen them make is like a mobile game, like a really not fun looking mobile game. And then this game popped up. And it's not a boss rush game. It has like a very similar art style, and I think they try to like improve on it.
Mm-hmm.
But really, this is like a very heavily narrative driven game about like a young couple who are in love with each other. And this is just going off of like what I've seen in trailers. And they're like running away from where they're from because they want to choose to be together, and I guess somebody's trying to take that choice from them.
Let's get married.
And then I guess the consequences of defying that puts them in danger, right? So they run away to like an inhabitable planet, but they're being chased by something, or maybe people from where they came from. I don't really know. But what I've been seeing about the game is that the story is supposed to be really good. It's rated M, I think, and the trailers do not make it look like a rated M game.
It's rated M?
Which I think it's rated M.
Can you see that on Steam? Because I'm looking at the store page.
I'm using Bing to search this up, so maybe it'd be better if you guys search it up on your own.
Is there like
I don't know.
little details as to why it's rated M? Is there like blood, gore,
Well,
violence,
I
nudity?
have not looked into it, but I'm guessing the ending is probably what puts it over the top.
Yeah, that,
Right.
or, they have, like, sex, I think.
Yeah, you get to customize your genitals.
Hell yeah, now I'm in.
They might have sex. There's definitely scenes in the trailer where they're like in their underwear and lay down together and kiss, but like the art style is so unique and almost cartoony that like
Okay,
cel-shaded,
we're
I should
safe now.
say,
Let's have sex.
Yeah.
that it's not like it's maybe just as sexual as like The Sims could get from what I've seen. Maybe it gets more intense in the game.
Well, the Sims, they just go to the bed and then like they come out and the lady's pregnant, so
I'm under the blankets.
there's
Let's
nothing
go.
really. Yeah, I'm under the blanket.
But it's being
Just
like,
shove it in me.
It's being reviewed as like an RPG and visual novel type game, and it's only being called a visual novel because the character dialogue back and forth has like an anime-esque slide of each character that come up with chat bubbles. That's why.
Did they stutter when they talk?
And the
That's gonna be like the anime style.
It doesn't
think,
look like it. Oh, God.
The
Ah!
game, the trailers make it look like hopeful, and then the very end is like, oh, but they're being chased and it's not safe, and they have to run.
I mean, they broke their pinky toes.
And they're like, you know what, we'll run until we can't run away anymore. So I'm assuming that it may be a love story that ends darkly. Like, something tells me they may not live at the end, but I haven't
don't know.
played it, so that's speculation. But
Yeah.
I want to play it, but I'm afraid to play it. Because, like, I feel like I'd get emotionally invested and then get hurt.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, too, because it's like, in a similar vein to A Tale of Two Brothers, where it's very story-rich, probably going to be sad. I think you're right about that. And it's like, you can either play it solo by controlling both characters with either thumb, so you do that, or you literally hold the controller with somebody else, and each of you controls a character by holding one of the sides of the controller, which is
Oh, that's
fucking
really
awesome.
uncomfortable.
Yo, that's
It's so cool, man. A Tale of Two Brothers is just one of the most phenomenal games of all time. It's such a beautiful game. Highly recommend. And this looks like very similar, but also made by the guys that made Fury. I was just looking at their fucking the
make a
Game
note of that.
Bakers. The Game Bakers.
yeah.
They're really fucking great. And yeah, I really look forward to it as well. I didn't know it was out yet, so thank you for that. On the wish list. Do recommend. All right.
Yeah, I'm literally writing it down right now because I've just like put off buying. It's called Haven, the game. I can't remember if I mentioned that.
It is called Haven.
I may have introed it as a new game by the creators of Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called Haven, and since it came out, I've been thinking about picking it up. It's like $30, and it's an RPG, which is the only thing that's like putting me off of it. Because don't quote me on this, but I think it has like turn-based esque combat.
I'm not even convinced it has combat. I think it's called an RPG because you roleplay characters and that's it. I think it's like the
Maybe.
loosest sense. I haven't looked too much at the trailers though, so I can't.
Yeah, I haven't
Confirm
looked
or
into
deny.
much detail, but from what I've seen is like you enter a battle and you enter like a battle phase. Like it's not all happening in real time, but I don't know.
Maybe.
So I shouldn't put it off though. It definitely seems like it's a game you get because it's such a beautiful story. Like the writing is the focus of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I should stop putting it off. I should really pick it up. Maybe stream it.
Ooh, I would like that. I'd
why
I'd
not?
be a viewer. All right. I'm gonna shift focus. We're gonna bring up our first television show. We'll touch. I got a couple here. One we're gonna touch on really briefly, and one we'll go into a little more detail on since it's not out and I can't spoil it. But the first one is, of course, the Mandalorian season finale is tomorrow. Grayson, I know you haven't watched season 2 at all yet. Bucky, have you seen any of the Mandalorian whatsoever?
No.
Okay, cool. What I will say about the Mandalorian, I will briefly tell you to watch that show because, okay, do you like Westerns at all?
I liked Mandalorian season 1.
But westerns though. It's
Westerns.
fucking Django Unchained is a western. Probably one of the best movies I've ever seen in my entire life. Mandalorian
Never
season
seen
1,
it.
phenomenal show. And it's very much a western, and it's like slow paced, interesting characters, awesome dialogue, fucking. It's just one of the best shows ever, man. And season 2 is just ramping it up. Every episode they introduce some shit from Star Wars lore that'll make you PogChamp your face off. It's
Oh
great.
my god.
It's really fucking good. That's all I gotta say about Mandalorian. No, we'll wrap it up. This is just me jerking the show off. Anyway, the other show that I wanted to mention is MCU stuff. There's a lot of releases for that, like trailer wise.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
wanted to bring this up.
Yeah, WandaVision is the first release in
That one
January.
looks really good.
It does. And yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's a show focused on Wanda and Vision, as the name might imply. And I think it also has a double meaning of like Wanda's visions, potentially, because she's fucking nuts. I think is the idea, but I don't actually know because it's confusing. But yeah,
from what I can gather, I think the plot is something to do with her like going through realities. Because she kind of has like that power. I think like her powers are like abstract. They're like
Yes.
reality bending.
something like that.
So I think she'll be like, I'm guessing, she's going through like worlds where like her and Vision were like alive and together and whatever, and maybe she's going nutty like out of mourning, and you know. And I think they'll play off like different genres of shows by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So like some of them are looking black and white, other ones are looking like just all different styles. And one thing I've noticed is a theme with Marvel coming up is they're doing a lot of multiverse talks finally.
Very true.
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh my
WandaVision,
god. Dude, I'm actually genuinely excited for Spider-Man 3.
It looks
all of
great.
All of
just
the casting
names.
that's leaking is
Yeah.
like all the old characters, like the old Doc Ock actor from the
The
original.
old
trilogy
Doc
of
Ock,
Spider-Man.
Andrew Garfield, Tobey
Andrew Garfield,
Maguire.
Tobey.
The one guy who played as, hey, he stole that guy's pizza. He's coming back as well.
Oh, he stole that guy's pizza. Man on Bus, who is the voice actor for Hermes on Futurama. I can't remember his name. He is coming back. He's like a really big voice actor. I just can't remember his name.
I don't know. But yeah, that's all very exciting news. The
Oh, no,
most exciting
absolutely.
of it, if I had to pick
Phil
one
Lamar.
thing.
At the moment, oh, sorry, were you going to say something?
The most exciting release is literally just the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and I want it to be exactly Shrek the Halls frame by frame, but with the Guardians characters.
Okay, is it a holiday special or is it the third movie
God.
called?
Both
Guardians
of those
the
things
Galaxy?
are happening. There's the Holiday Special and Guardians Volume 3. They're separate.
Okay, so when I saw the holiday special, I thought the third movie was being labeled Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, and I thought that
No.
was hilarious.
And that
I
is
thought would've been
hilarious.
so good.
It would have
Yeah.
been. That's very a Guardians thing to do, but like so is a 30-minute. This is literally them celebrating the holidays because that's just something that Star-Lord would do. He'd be like, "All right, we're celebrating Christmas now, boys."
Yeah, it'd be like
Get
in
to it."
Missouri, we've celebrated Christmas every year, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we have the day where we kill giant beasts and devour their carcasses."
Dude, you're absolutely. That's the plot. It's all of them being like, "Oh, we have a similar thing," and then they like clip showed what they sell. Oh my god, yes.
And Gamora, oh wait, she just won't be there.
What do you mean she won't be there?
She'll be there.
She died, didn't she?
Yeah, but then she
clone?
came back. Except that she doesn't remember dating Quill.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was
she-
the past version of herself stuck in
Yeah,
the
she's the
future.
past version.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah, they just like erased all of her character development, and now I have to start over.
That's such a weird plot twist to make, man. I don't know. But
Yeah,
anyway,
poor Peter,
this is
though.
the releases show, not the reviewsy show.
True.
Do we have? I'm forgetting format. What's up? What's up after our most hype releases. What we're doing this week?
We're talking about releases still, unless you guys don't have anything else. I got one couple final things, and then I'm good, and then we can move on.
I am personally out. Besides Funimation on Switch, finally a streaming service on the Switch.
Yeah,
That's
I just
about
wish it was Netflix. That's literally all I have to say about that topic.
Switch can't, just can't run Netflix, I guess.
The Wii can.
The DS could.
The Wii can also run the Netflix, but not the Switch.
I think it has Hulu in the States, but I don't know.
You're right, it does.
Yeah. So there's Animaniacs in the States. Fuck, I need to move to the States.
I'd love if they did the Wii thing and released Netflix, but literally a cartridge for it, because that'd be so funny.
Was that a thing for the Wii?
Yeah, on the Wii. No, you got a disc, and you had to use the disc to run Netflix.
Wow.
Oh, serious? I mean, you could just download it on the Wii shop. I was able to download it.
You could buy a disc. I don't know why.
Buy a disc? What the fuck?
Netflix.
Yeah, I had one. I can't believe you guys didn't know that.
No.
Netflix
That
for the
could be like a
Nintendo
collector's
Wii.
thing one day, honestly.
I don't know. It's also the Wii can't do more than 720p, so I don't know why you would watch Netflix on it.
Yeah, why not?
Back when it was just getting new, though, Netflix was
True.
a big up and coming thing.
Yeah.
For a long time, Netflix was they got a bunch of old movies that I don't care about watching.
Well, they were slowly killing Blockbuster. That's why.
True.
Yeah, and then they started making original stuff, and that's when it blew up. When they made original stuff, it was bam, 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 bam. Daredevil was one of the first things they made.
I'm still waiting on that Cuphead show that they're gonna release.
That'll be good. That art style is sick.
I'm damn excited. I
They're
mean,
gonna
I know
get
that
DMCA'd, though.
Have you seen the that Mickey Mouse from Paul Rudish, where it's the classic style, but it's still a little bit cartoony and wacky and modern?
The modern
No.
one, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
seen
about.
the
The one
memes
where
of
he
it.
has the 1930s look, but it's more fluid and it looks more modern.
It's where the meme came from, where it's Mickey Mouse running with the dramatic music, and it goes, "What happened?"
Yeah, that's the one. But that's what I'm kind of thinking. The Cuphead could just be similar like that. I know they're trying to keep the same 1930s style, but except they're making it more fluid and modern in the way. Apart from how it looks in the game.
Interesting. Oh,
So-
Bucky, you got any other hype things coming out that you're excited about?
Actually, that's pretty much it. Actually, in terms of what I'm hyped up about.
I got two really, really funny releases that we can briefly go over that are basically memes. The more prominent.
I have a couple, but they're only worth spitballing.
Yeah, same.
What do you want? Do you want to use first or me?
I'll go one, you do one, and then we'll go back and forth. Basically.
Okay, I'll open my list. All right.
Okay. So, Space Jam 2.
Oh,
there
wait, the
hype?
game?
No.
Oh, you're not talking
There's
about
a
the game.
movie.
Okay.
They did do a weird trailer where they were you can apply to this game contest, and Mickey.
You can make your
Bugs
own
Bunny.
version of this game.
Yeah, it's interesting. That is it, Space Jam, the game jam. It's got a ring to it. But yeah, Bugs Bunny playing Xbox with Michael Jordan. Is that the right name? LeBron James? That's the one. I don't know basketball
Yeah,
players.
Michael
The
Jordan
old
was
one
from
is
the other
Michael
one.
Michael Jordan's the original, yeah. LeBron James is what I meant.
I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I wanted
honestly.
that sequel when I was a kid, just like Crash Bandicoot 4. I wanted that sequel when I was a kid.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I don't know if it'll be any good. Probably not, but I'm gonna watch it. That's really all I can say about it.
The original Looney Tunes was on the cusp of before they changed to be more very young, child friendly. So I have no idea what they'll do with it, honestly.
Yeah.
You know, I'll bet you guys $5 they're gonna put Big Chungus in there.
They might actually.
I'm not saying that in a happy way. I'm actually
mournful. I bet you they'll put Big Chungus in there.
I'm gonna go see this movie, okay? And I hope that COVID, just pisses off so I can go see it in the theaters. But I swear, if I see Big Chungus on the screen, I'm walking. I am walking out of the theater.
I can't wait now. Once
I
it
don't
comes
care.
out, we're
I don't
gonna
want
have
a
to talk about
refund.
it.
I
That's
got
so exciting.
I just got a couple small ones. We got a Nintendo Nindy Showcase. I didn't really see anything in there that was huge, but a bunch of things that looked cute. So that was that. You guys didn't have anything stand out there?
Didn't see it.
No. We got confirmed pre-orders come out for Banjo, Terry, and Byleth amiibos. That's big for me. I'm gonna pre-order my Banjo.
Yeah, of course. I know some people that'd be interested in that for sure.
Hell yeah. Some new SNES and NES games on the Switch.
What ones? Anything I'd like?
Actually,
Probably not.
Bucky and I were talking about it earlier. We got the finished trilogy of Donkey Kong Country.
Ooh.
Yeah, so really big there.
Yeah.
One I don't know about too much. I'll save it for last, actually. We got Among Us on Switch, which is huge. I was going to download it, and then I realized I'd had to pay for it a second time, so I did not download it. But who knows, I might. It's like $6. I was just like, I'm still kind of tired of this game. But adding it to Switch is huge.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
exciting.
local multiplayer, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually
I don't know how that would even work.
EA is thinking... No, I'm pretty sure it's almost certain that they're buying Codemasters, which is like a company that does like a lot of big racing games. I don't know a lot about them, but I figured you guys might.
I do not.
I should have looked more into it beforehand, but episode 1...
This is a opinion and education free podcast. We just say things and we know nothing about it.
They're turning the frogs.
Oh god.
And my last little thing to shout out is Cobra Kai season 3 trailer. I saw Cobra Kai season 1. It's really good. I heard season 2 is also really good. Like the moment they took it off YouTube Premium and put it to Netflix, people were eating that stuff up. Just because YouTube Premium never had enough to make it worth it. You know what I mean? So adding it to Netflix, I think it's like a partnership deal. Like it's still on YouTube, but I think they're lending it to Netflix. It's really good. Great show. I got to catch up on it. And that's everything I got.
Last thing I got is fucking Tom and Jerry trailer that I watched yesterday for a live action film.
Oh, I haven't... Wait, it's an action film.
Live action film.
Yeah, it's a live action, but it's still it's not like Disney live action.
No,
it's
more
with
like
animated
characters, the two, but everyone else is
has a bit of
live
cell
action.
shading, doesn't it?
Honestly, I've wanted a movie like that again for a while, like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit or like Looney Tunes Back in Action. It's been a long time since we got cartoons. We got CG with actors, but not like cartoons with actors.
Yeah, I would be agreeing with you, except it doesn't look good. Like
It doesn't look good.
I don't think so. I watched the trailer. There was a line that specifically really turned me off from it. Is where a really big actor, I don't remember the actor's name because I'm a terrible person, but the resident funny man from Ant-Man, that guy, he's in it and he plays like the runner of the hotel, and he says like, oh man, our hotel's gonna be ruined by that darn cat and mouse if it ever ends up on Instabook or Tiki-Talkie. And I'm like, ooh, I'm out of here. Get me out.
I don't like that.
It's gross.
It's a really bad line. It just makes me really, really, not look forward to the type of comedy that might be in that film.
Not on the Tiki-Talkie.
Yeah.
Kids popping out of the womb with TikTok in their hands.
Yeah.
Come on. You couldn't get sponsored to name drop? Like,
I don't like that.
It's
I don't like that.
horrendous line. Yeah, unfortunate. It's got really big actors though. Like the lead actress is the girl from Kick-Ass. I can't remember her name either.
oh really? Chloe Grace Moretz or something like that?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Chang from Community's in it. The guy from Ant-Man, like I said, like there's some big names in there. So maybe, but I doubt it.
Like, I love Tom and Jerry. I gotta be in this.
Right? it's just because it's a Warner Brothers movie, so they're like shilling and all that. They always do that. Yeah, that's everything that I've got. So I guess we go around and we talk about what we're releasing this week, if anything.
I'd say Buckyo goes first.
I do too.
Buckyo.
Oh, me?
Ghost Stick.
Yes.
This is Ghost.
No. The other Buckyo that's here. That guy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the only thing I've already released this week was just a fart, but I mean, earlier on today, I'm going to be releasing a new video for Doom. You almost fell.
I did almost fall.
But if you turn the Buckio streams, he's not lying. There's a ton of fart sounds on those things.
No, here's the thing, okay? I mean, it wasn't my decision before. I just pulled up like a whole command of like Samuel Hayden saying, "I only poo-poo farted for the good of humanity," and people started spamming it, and people were just asking more fart emotes. So I put up like a fart emote. And I have it on my sound. Well, no, not a fart emote. Sorry, fart command. So I mean, like I have a soundboard where I play this, and people really like it for some reason. So people were saying more fart commands, so I put in more fart commands, and it's not my decision.
I respect that. Give in every
I'm against
time.
my will.
All right, but you're putting out a video tomorrow, you said?
Yeah, about
Cool.
Doom. That's all.
Hell yeah.
Just some speculation.
Where can that video be found?
And behind a dumpster,
On fire.
on fire.
BuckyoYouTube.com.
Yeah, my YouTube.
That's the one. That's what I was waiting for. Okay, Chris, what you got, if anything? Shoot.
How was my Bucky impression?
That's the impression. Okay.
A dumpster fire.
Okay.
So bad.
You just got your mouth like halfway closed as you talk.
I just do this. That's my
Yeah,
Hi guys, this is my Buckyo impression.
well, hello guys, my name's Grayson Earl
You
James.
did not laugh nearly enough.
Swiftly onwards, please.
Yo, I'm insulted. Okay, guys, whatever. You can find me. No, you guys can find me at / Grayson E. James on like everything. I got that unified branding, baby. It's been I just hit a year before my last stream, so I'm looking at getting back into it. We're almost at a year since I also uploaded my last YouTube video. Surprisingly, it does not feel that long, but it's definitely getting there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at making a comeback there. You can expect me painfully learning piano, waking up in the morning with some coffee and just doing some IRL stuff, and a lot of story-based stuff. I'm looking at doing like a new YouTube series maybe. It's in the works. I'll talk more about it if it comes to fruition.
Exciting.
Yeah, Jackals, Synchro Champo.
All right. I dabbed for the audio listeners.
Why?
Because that's why.
Please
Because
don't dab.
If you want to make me dab, I have a channel reward on my stream, twitch.tv/SynchroChamp, that you can make me dab for an amount of channel points. Go ahead, do that, and if you want, you can also give me drinks of the alcoholic variety, which I need to cope with my existence. Anyway, things that I am creating include this podcast. Wow, this was the pilot. So and we decided to do that right before the holidays. So I don't think we'll be able to do another one until probably the first week of January, because I don't know about you guys, but like Christmas Eve doesn't really work for me, and New Year's Eve, which is the Thursday afterwards, also probably doesn't really work for me, unless we want to get really drunk and do it anyway. I'd be fine with that, but we'll see. So yeah, definitely the 7th of January there will be the second episode by then, guaranteed. Other than that, the things that I do include streaming more often from now on twitch.tv/SynchroChamp. I tweet stupid shit on twitter.com/SynchroChamp, and I'm building up a backlog of YouTube videos so I can start uploading more consistently, and that is youtube.com/you guessed it, SynchroChamp. Wow, cool. That was a lot of shilling, and now I feel like a terrible person.
Yo,
Well, you're the
like
host.
a terrible
You're the
person.
host, so
We're all the hosts here.
You know, Jake, you said
Okay.
you were coping. I just wanted to throw this out there. Actually, I can't make this joke. I was gonna throw like a hotline where you can call for help, and I was like, too dark.
Oh, jeez. Anyway, any
you
final
guys-
words? Any words of sayonara?
Thank you guys for listening to the podcast. We hope you really enjoyed it. And if you did find yourself enjoying it, make sure to follow the podcast. We're going to get that feed set up real soon. But until then, you can find us on YouTube, and all the links will be in the description, as well as each one of us' own unique social medias where you can follow us too. So thank you so
Yeah.
much.
there's already a link underneath my stream, which you can click on. Wow, go do that.
I've already
Cool.
clicked on it. Who?
Wow.
What kind of loser wouldn't?
Yeah, click on it now, or you're not cool. All right. Beautiful. Goodbye.
Sayonara.
See ya.